rickbutts.com.
That's gonna leave a mark.
3 ideas about how to be happy in crazy times: control, clarity, and courage. Control. Psychologists tell us people feel happy to the degree we feel in control of our own lives. True or false? Would you agree? Yeah. Think about the times that you've been happiest at the times that you felt like you were doing what you wanted to do, you were going where you wanted to go. Yeah. But the opposite is also true. And here's the kicker: people feel unhappy to the degree we feel, out of control or under the control of someone else. This is the main reason being arrested is so little fun. Who can vouch for me on that? Somebody in the back? Yeah, they've got you handcuffed. So you're out of control, you're handcuffed, they're pushing your head down, forcing you into the car. That song is playing. Bad boys, what you gonna do? Listen, man, if you're walking down the street and you hear that song, run. You do not want to be on that show. Hey, and do all of us a favor, put a shirt on. Am I wrong about this? The guys and the girls on the show, no shirt. I don't know about you. Times have changed, I know. Maybe I'm old-fashioned, but my dad never sat around the house smoking crack without a shirt on. These kids today. So listen, people feel happy to the degree we feel in control, unhappy out of control. And I know that you all already knew that because you told me, you fed that back to me. So here's the question. If we're so intelligent, we're so mature, sophisticated, we know what we're doing, we've had experiences and we've been through tough times, and we know what makes us happy and unhappy, then why are so few people truly happy? And so many people stressed out. I believe that the answer doesn't have to do with whether we do or don't control events around us. It's about the same for all of us, and it is indeed our perception of how we feel about these events. But the reality is that what really sets in is a trick, an emotional trick where we get tricked into giving away our feeling of control. We all do it. We give away our feeling of control by blaming circumstances that we cannot control. We blame the weather. We blame the government. It's the Republicans. It's the Democrats. It's the hole in the ozone layer. It's my in-laws. If they just sober up, it'd be so helpful. And when we blame things that we cannot control, we give away the feeling of control, and we sow the seeds of the destruction of our positive attitude. Get it? Good. Somebody's sitting out there right now going, yep, that good-looking fella is right. And you're thinking to yourself, I've observed that in the lives of others. And I will give it up to you. It is easier to see on someone else than it is on yourself, isn't it? Because the surrender of control is so subtle, we don't even see it happening until it's too late. So you're driving down the highway. Anybody here drive? Some of these are not hard questions. Managers go, well, we don't want to leap into any decision and take our time, check with headquarters. Do we drive? Anybody here? I grew up, I went to high school in Missouri. I got a real following here tonight, don't I? Yeah, a lot of hillbillies in the room. In Missouri, the Ozarks, that's where I went to school. I was a hillbilly. So we had a class in high school called Driver's Ed. Did you take Driver's Ed? Okay, good. Now, the first thing they taught you in Driver's Ed was where to put your hands on the steering wheel, right? We used the clock. You put your hands at... Exactly. But guess what? Look around when you're driving. Nobody's doing that. Nobody's doing that because everybody's talking on their... Yes! So either you're left-handed or right-handed. So you got one hand on the wheel, you're talking on your cell phone, you got your to-do list over here, you got your breakfast, you got your coffee, you're smoking a cigarette, you're multitasking, right? You look like an octopus in heat. And you're doing pretty good. You're managing to balance all these multitasking things, flying down the highway, when all of a sudden, the person on the other end of the cell phone says, hey, jot down this number. Now, it used to be that cell phones were big enough that you could cradle them under your shoulder, right? When cell phones were big, now cell phones are the size of Hot Wheels. And you're afraid that if you push too hard, it'll go into your ear canal. And you'll be that guy walking around your town going, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? The voices, the voices. So you can't do that with your phone, so you gotta hold your phone on with this hand, right? And so the other hand, you can't steer because you gotta write on your to-do list. Everybody here uses a to-do list, right? You probably have some kind of little program or something, but it's a basic rule of time management. But let me ask you a question. Little emotional health check here. How many people in the room have ever written anything on your to-do list after you've done it just so you could check it off? You know who you are. Ladies and gentlemen, this is mental illness. If you don't get help at Charter, get help somewhere. Right? So you're flying down the highway, all this stuff's going on, and so you're talking on your cell phone, you're writing your to-do list, so you have to steer with your knee. Exactly. So you're steering with your knee, talking on your phone, writing your to-do list, caffeine, nicotine, you got your Starbucks up on the dash, because you got a little Starbucks going in the morning, you got the espresso, but you want extra foamy, and throw some vanilla and some chocolate in there, and soy, because I'm lactose intolerant, and go ahead and just, would you put my prescription medicine in there too? So you're all fired up, flying down the highway, steering with your knee, talking on your cell phone, writing your to-do list, caffeine, nicotine, slipping in your Yanni CD to stay mellow. When all of a sudden you're attacked by the freeway idiot. Where's my people from Texas? I love Texas, and when you say, are they in Texas, they did, woo! They drove up with horns on the hood of their car, you know, we're gonna shoot something now. Woo, Texas, yay. Another bottle of wine to that table, or a keg, Lone Star. Little boy was riding to school with his mother one day, riding to school with his mom, little boy in a car seat, looks over at his mom, says, Mama, that's how come we know he's from Texas. Mama, where's all the idiots? Mother looks down at her son, says, Johnny, what are you talking about? Little boy looks up at his mom and said, well, yesterday, Mama, Daddy drove me to school and we saw 5 idiots. I'll give some time for that to get all the way to the back. So you're flying down the highway, steering with your knee, talking on your cell phone, writing your to-do list, caffeine, nicotine, when suddenly onto the freeway comes some idiot comes across 3 lanes of traffic, gets right in front of you, and for no reason, they slam on the brakes. When they hit the brakes, the adrenaline's released, the endorphins are released, things go nuts in your car. Mayday, mayday. You drop your phone onto the floor. Where does the phone go when it hits the floor? Under the seat, under the brake, you're trying to pull it back with your leg. Can you hear me now? No, I'm telling you, you're grabbing the wheel at 10 and 2 to steer. Your briefcase falls on the floor. Your purse explodes on the floor. Your sausage, your biscuit, your whole thing, your whole breakfast croissant is down there mixing with the stuff on the floor. Your coffee spills over on the dash. Hot coffee. Lawsuit? And your coffee comes... It's hot, you idiot! Don't pour it on your crotch! Coffee is hot. I don't know, it's America. So all this stuff is going nuts. Things all over, your coffee spills on the dash. The coffee seeps down into the speakers and Yanni starts gurgling. You go into a final spin to miss this car, drop the cigarette into the napkins in your lap, and your crotch bursts into flames. You make a final cut to miss this car and shout out loud as you're passing this idiot that you doubt that his parents were married.